Get the fuck. Sticky. I hate to cut the music off, but the news is on. Smoking.
Since 1888, Carthage Savings has been the local choice for banking. We have embraced many new technologies in order to remain relevant in today's
What does Iran want from this point, and what are they going to put the world up in flames? We had one jihadi attack in Austin, Texas. We had an incident on the Beltway here in the Washington area yesterday. Was it a jihadi attack? It turns out it apparently was not, but it was the first thing everyone was thinking, right?
Yep. That's pretty easy to jump to that conclusion.
Yeah, it is, and boy, I think we're on edge, watching with great interest what's happening, the history in real time.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 9. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews.
We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth speaking for the first time since the launch of Operation Epic Fury with strong words for the world.
We will finish this on America First conditions of President Trump's choosing. Nobody else's, as it should be.
Central Command has confirmed that 4 U.S. service members have been killed in Iran's counterattacks, and Kuwait mistakenly shot down 3 U.S. fighter jets. Oil prices have spiked amid concerns about the conflict's long-term impact on the global economy.
Holy fuck.
Amid the tension of the U.S. entering another war, the news from Iran that the Ayatollah is dead is being met by some around here with celebration.
We were praying for a long time.
For Iranians who fled the country in the wake of the Islamic Revolution in 1979,
thank God,
prayers have been answered.
I see the whole Iran, how beautiful it was and how disastrous it's become under these regimes.
While celebration continues, local law enforcement agencies remain on high alert.
7 News' Christian Flores, as you might expect, security is tight all over town and the region.
We are right outside of the Israeli embassy here in Northwest D.C., and not only are we seeing more police, but the entire complex has been fenced off. The U.S. Secret Service says it has enhanced protective measures around these high-profile sites and protectees in the district, adjusting security postures as global tensions rise by the hour. The Metropolitan Police Department is stressing there are no specific or credible threats to D.C. right now.
7 News' John Gonzalez. The Department of Homeland Security is warning of possible lone wolf attacks. After the gorgeous weekend, you might think winter is over. Not yet.
Weather advisories up now just west and north of the district. That'll be tonight until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for some frozen precipitation, maybe up to an inch of snow and ice, a tenth of an inch of ice possible. But really, it looks like it around the Beltway. It should be nothing more but wet streets.
But Weather Channel meteorologist Ray Stachik says north and west of D.C., we could see freezing rain linger through tomorrow morning's rush hour.
Winter weather advised.
A driver accused of fleeing after a pedestrian was critically injured in a crash on Arlington Boulevard at North Irving Street early Sunday has been arrested. 25-year-old Valeria Camacho is charged with felony hit and run. Arlington police arrived to find a man who was found in the roadway with critical injuries. He remains in the hospital. Camacho fled the scene, but she later turned herself in at a magistrate's office. If you're a witness to the crash, Arlington police would like to hear from you. With President Trump stepping up his own efforts to renovate Dulles, what is the status of the airport's actual master plan?
The plan makes a lot of sense. The plan does not have a huge impact on the day-to-day operations, and the plan ultimately will benefit our customers.
Dulles GM Richard Golanowski as the airport looks to the future with a 5th runway, better parking, and new concourses despite overtures from the White House.
I'm going to make that into something really spectacular.
Golanowski well aware of the presidential attention and welcomes ideas, collaborations, and suggestions.
At the end of the day, our mission is to be the best airport in the country. Our focus is on our customers, and our goal is to continue to be that strong economic engine that not only the Commonwealth needs, but the entire country.
Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Checking your money, the Dow futures are down 520 points at this hour. NASDAQ futures are down 350. Up next, traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking game night delivered by tomorrow night fast. So we can win fast. Cards fast, puzzles fast, team games at your door in a day fast. Doesn't matter what the game is, we will dominate fast. We're talking game over, you win fast. Fast one-day delivery for the win. It's on Prime.
Finally, car shopping made for you. Meet Car Gurus Discover, a new search feature where you can look for vehicles using your own words. Whether you want great gas mileage or extra trunk space, simply type it in, and Car Gurus Discover will give you real shoppable listings that match. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
WMAL traffic and weather, Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Beltsville still closed with gas line repairs. The southbound side of Cherry Hill Road and Powder Mill Road. Detour signs are set in place there. No lake problems to report around the Capitol Beltway. 270 between Frederick and the Spur thinning out. No lake troubles to report on 66 or 95. New Carrollton, watch for crash activity on Riverdale Road as you come up to 450 Annapolis Road. And in Laurel, Cherry Lane at Laurel Bowie Road for an incident. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Wintry precip returning and a winter weather advisory 10 o'clock tonight until 10 a.m. Tuesday. Some of that frozen precipitation could cause some slick travel. Might get a little wet snow this afternoon, 37. Chance of snow tonight eventually replace precipitation and rainfall as we drop to about 32 and see temperatures rise. A change to rain, high 47. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stachik on WMAL.
Right now it is 33 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Good
Contractors on CNN are saying that Trump had no authorization for this war. I can't believe our leader could just attack Iran with no vote, no permission from Congress or anything. I mean, what is this, Iran?
The hilarity of the Democrat Party's propaganda machine. They work for Iran. They work for Putin. They work for Xi Jinping. They should be wearing armbands. They're not on our side. That's Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live. Good comedy. It's war with Iran. And the propaganda never stops. And authorization. You need authorization. We need Congress. Of course, that's a lie, because if they're speaking, they're lying. They're the left. Anybody remember Barack Obama bombing Libya for 8 months in a war that he said would take days and not weeks? Remember that? Went on for 8 months, and the entirety of the American news media turned a blind eye to it for 7 months and 28 days. They paid attention for about 48 hours, and then they walked away, went to Starbucks, got back to cheating on the wives and stuff, usual. Well, a very good Monday to you. The world is a very different place this morning than it was on Friday afternoon when last week convened. Remarkable developments. The United States of America, President Trump deciding to strike Iran. And boy, when they decided to strike Iran, they really decided to strike Iran. Let me tell you that. The Ayatollah is no more. He's the Bayatollah. And he is dead in an airstrike. And it looks like the CIA provided, according to some reports, their initial reports, but multiple reports, the American CIA providing the intelligence on where the Ayatollah and his senior leaders would be meeting. And Israel carried out that airstrike, according to reports at least. And the Ayatollah is no more. And boy, it's kind of a big deal. There is big stuff going on in the Middle East and the world. This is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. You may recall that while Barack Obama bombed, he attacked 8 different countries while he was president. And his last year, he attacked 7 countries, dropping bombs. And Libya was one of the countries that he attacked. And Hillary Diane Rodham Clinton was our chief diplomat, our Secretary of State at the time. You may remember Benghazi. That's Hillary's bright and shining moment, I think. And Nancy Pelosi was asked about it at the time. Hey, doesn't President Obama have to come to Congress to get authorization? And she declared he doesn't need authorization because Democrats sig heil. So were it not for double standards, liberals would have no standards at all. But this is a big deal. Make no mistake. And we did have at least one terrorist attack in Austin, Texas, a Muslim, radical, extremist, fanatic, mass shooting, Austin, Texas, murders, lots of people wounded, and then gunned down by the police because the Democrats want to defund the police. But we've got a lot going on today, as you might imagine, and I look forward to hearing from you, the great American people, on all of this as well. Now, 4 Americans reported killed, 5 additional Americans reported wounded, severely wounded, and the Kuwaitis have shot down 3 American F-15s because they're bobblehead dolls, and this is why you don't want to go to war with bobblehead dolls. You don't want to go to war with France, and you don't want to go to war with bobblehead dolls, although I do have the NATO General Secretary, and he is sounds very pro-Trump and pro-action against Iran. I've got him for you coming up this morning. But we've got a lot going on. Celebrations in the streets of Tehran and other Iranian cities, and lots of Islamist lunacy because that's what we're up against, and I've been up against since at a bare minimum 1979 and beyond. There is a long list of Iranian terror attacks against the United States, targeting Americans in Lebanon, in Iraq, targeting Jews in Buenos Aires. It's the terrorist regime of the Islamic Republic of Iran, and the Ayatollah was the bearded head of the snake, and the head of the snake has been cut off. That doesn't mean anything is over, and a great deal of their leadership, 40, we learned this yesterday morning, 40 of the Iranian regime leadership, including the Ayatollah, killed in airstrikes by the United States and Israel, working in concert in defense of civilization itself. I've been talking about this in those terms for many years now. Radical Islam and their war against civilization, against the United States, against Israel, against Western civilization, death to America, death to Israel, death to the Jews, death to the great Satan. We're the great Satan. Israel is the little Satan. And they've been waging war against us, an asymmetric war, since 1979. And they are the bad guys. The Democrats have, of course, goose-stepped out. And they're pretty much anti-American and pro-anybody that is anti-American. They're pro-radical Islamic jihad. They do it in the name of liberalism, though, which makes a lot of sense because of the mental illness. But there is a big thing happening on planet Earth today, and President Trump pulled the trigger on something that had been talked about for a long, long time, for decades. And I mean, going back to the Reagan administration, it has been talked about, and there have been conflicts, and there have been kinetic exchanges, as they say, miniature acts of warfare between the United States and Iran. But Iran, keep in mind, primary state sponsor, number one state sponsor of terror on planet Earth, radical Islamic jihadi terror, and they are global in reach, and they're in bed with Russia and China and Russia are in bed with Iran, the axis of evil. The Middle East, of course, the never-ending hotbed of violent madness, of lunacy, quite my entire lifetime, but certainly my entire adult lifetime. Iran has been at the epicenter of evil in the world, and they are the bad guys. And again, the Democrats, they come out as it's not just Trump derangement syndrome, it's anti-American syndrome. The left doesn't stand up for the West. The left is trying to destroy the West too. But we've got a lot for you on all this. And did you see Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib? Did you see this? These Democrats, boy, are they not on our side. They're not even close to being on our side. But here's what Rashida Tlaib tweeted out. One of the Democrat squad members, communist jihadis in the House of Representatives. The Democrats think they're hipsters for hanging out with them and smoking pot at a party or whatever it is they do to be cool. Rashida Tlaib, Democrat, member of the House of Representatives, tweeted, both the U.S. and genocidal Israel doesn't care about the laws. This is who they are. Right? And when she says they, she's referring to the United States and Israel. That's us. Most people, I would say that's us, or I would say we, but she says they because she's an enemy of the United States of America, and she is not even in the closet anymore. She's a jihadi, she's a radical, she's a leftist, she's an extremist, and she's perfectly in the mainstream of the Democrats, and they smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Yeah, both the U.S. and genocidal Israel not genocidal, doesn't care about the laws. Shouldn't that be don't care about the laws because you have a singular plural disagreement there? This is who they are. They being the United States. She's a Democrat member of the House of Representatives. Democrat Party should be dissolved for the good of mankind. They're reforming the Confederate States of America. Isn't that amazing? And we've got a lot. I got it. Rashida Tlaib lambasted for referring to the USA as they. She doesn't see herself as being part of us or we because she is an extremist and a radical and the mainstream of the Democrat Party. They love being, hipsters with Rashida Tlaib and AOC. It's a party of dangerous morons. But dangerous being the key part. I don't care that they're morons so much. I expect that, I guess. And I mentioned U.S. fighter jets downed near American embassy in Kuwait in friendly fire. Remember, friendly fire isn't. These were F-15E models. That's two-man crew in each of those F-15s, 3 of them shot down by Kuwait. See, we trained them just enough to use surface-to-air missiles. Didn't teach them about the identify friend and foe, IFF communications, I guess. So they shot down 3 American F-15s. All 6 Americans bailed out and have survived, but it's no casual affair punching out of a fighter jet. And the Kuwaiti Defense Ministry confirmed later that several American warplanes, and they said had crashed in Kuwaiti territory, but that the crews had survived. And they crashed because you shot them down, bobbleheads. This is what you get when you have bobbleheads. You know, it's because bobbleheads. The Arab war machine. There it is. You can train them. You can train them, but sometimes it really doesn't matter. And the Democrats, Ayatollah Khamenei, not to be confused with the Ayatollah Khomeini, because you wouldn't want to cut those. But the Washington Post over the weekend, when they learned that the Ayatollah Khamenei had died, the Washington Post described him as a man. Listen to this. The Washington Post described the Ayatollah, the world's #1 terrorist, and it might as well be Osama bin Laden. They described him as a man with an easy smile and a love of poetry. An easy smile and a love. He's Winston Churchill. He's that's the Washington Post. There, it's the left. It's the Democrat Party. They're not on the side of civilization itself. This is the war for civilization versus the war against civilization. And so many Democrats have stood with Iran and the Ayatollah and the terrorists who would behead them and slam their heads onto pikes just for yucks, so their kids could see it. But isn't that amazing? And that reminded a great many of us, of course, of the when another radical Islamic terrorist was killed. The ISIS leader was killed, and who was it? The Washington Post described him as the austere religious scholar. The austere religious scholar, because they love terrorists. They just love, the left loves murder and murderers. And the austere head of ISIS, the austere religious scholar, and now the Ayatollah Khamenei in Iran, a man with an easy smile and a love of poetry. He loved poetry, and he had an easy smile. He smiled when he saw Israeli children being killed and raped in tunnels. That's when his easy smile broke across his face. Isn't that amazing? And Mark Levin, the great one, killing Khamenei is like Hitler dying, a massive success for Trump, and 100% true. This, we're hoping, the nation of more than 90 million people, Iran, hoping that Iran will return to its former glory, and it was a comparatively glorious country under the Shah, even though he wasn't perfect. He was a lot more perfect than the regime that took over when Jimmy Carter, the Democrat president, allowed that to happen. And the world hasn't been the same since. I got to tell you, Michael, let's take a break here. We've got a lot of people. I see a lot of people want to talk about what's going on, and understandably, we are at 888-630-9625. 888-630-9625. War in Iran. President Trump's legacy, I got to tell you, this is huge. Huge. Is a consequential president, the likes of which you don't see often at all, perhaps once in a century. This is a gigantic development, not just in the Middle East, but for the world, for radical Islam, for the West, the battle for civilization. And President Trump, once again, just blowing the doors off the place. We are at 888-630-9625. Of course, we don't know how it's going to come out. Big stuff, and it's in play Where's it going now? 888-630-9625.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Late crash in New Carrollton's on Riverdale Road at 450 Annapolis Road. Right for an incident in Laurel on Cherry Lane at 197 Laurel Bowie Road. No limitations airport at the Beltway. We're thinning out outer loop into Silver Spring and the inner loop through Annandale. Beltsville still closed southbound Cherry Hill Road at Powder Mill Road for ongoing gas line repairs. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Wet snow arrives later this afternoon with a high of 37. Snow switching to freezing and then rain overnight, low 32.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking rates at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands fast. Feel the burn fast.
Wow.
Ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away. They can be fast.
Fucking weather.
Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things.
Can't wait for hay fever.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT. Yours for just $37,999.
Wow.
How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander? Just $20,999. Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71. Yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Research shows the average person would rather endure a root canal than search for auto and home insurance. Or be trapped in a car for 8 hours with toddlers on a sugar high. Or remove a nest of irate hornets. That's why the Zebra searches for you, comparing over 100 insurance companies to find savings no one else can. Compare today at thezebra.com. We do the searching, you do the saving. I think I'll wait inside.
The winter models don't miss in the DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. Do you need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection, it's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials, plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect what matters most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia office, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm going to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement tech we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking.
Wow.
Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT. Yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander? Just $20,999. Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71. Yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 till 9 on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Ali. Ali, calling from Fairfax County in Virginia. Ali, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Honored again to speak to you, Chris.
Hey,
That's
welcome.
amazing days we're living in. I couldn't wait till Monday to talk to you. I told you before, I'm originally from Iraq. I served with U.S. troops after 2003, all the way till 2006, in the midst of the sectarian war, Iran. Khomeini is responsible for every single bloodshed in Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, even Bahrain, you name it. This guy is if there is like a champion for terrorism, that's the guy. And I really want to thank President Trump because finally, we did the right thing in the head, in the neck. We hit them where it really hurts. I want to say thank you, Chris, for always bringing truth. And also, I want to say we need to watch Iraq. Iraq really is a hotbed now for all these militias which did not get hit by Israel or the U.S. for all these years. I know that, I know for a fact, they have been watched every single day, but now they are angry with a lot of oil, a lot of money. I'm not asking, to go invade Iraq again. I'm just saying these groups are angry, protesting every day. If you see on social media, I've been talking to family members all over the country, and it is crazy. It is crazy how connected a lot of these Shia militants to the Supreme Leader. And it's not like Lebanon. They don't have all the weapons that Hezbollah had before, but they do have the money. They do have the resources, and it's a huge country. We still have a huge embassy in Iraq. We have a base north in Kurdistan. We have a huge presence also in that region. So, we need to watch for what's next for these, crazy fanatics in that part of the world.
That is absolutely 100% right, Ali, and I'm glad you called in and shared that. And I just want to point something out for the audience, and I'm sure a lot of people noticed it. Ali, who's originally from Iraq and now proudly in the United States, American, worked with U.S. troops in Iraq, and we've spoken before. He said, we have a big embassy there, we have a base there, and yet Congresswoman, Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib refers to the United States as they, and Ali from Iraq refers to the United States as we.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center, 395 in great shape between the Beltway and the 14th Street Bridge. Rush hours settling down around the Capitol Beltway. No late incidents. Do watch for road crews, though, setting up Interloop as you leave Temple Hills, approaching Route 5, Branch Avenue. 270 running with light volume. Beltsville, no change. Southbound Cherry Hill Road remains closed at Powder Mill Road for ongoing gas line repairs. Follow the detour. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Wet snow arrives later this afternoon with a high of 37. Snow switching to freezing rain and then rain overnight, low 32.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized, so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
As a plan sponsor, you know that saving for retirement is just the beginning. Your employees have a world of possibilities waiting to be explored. Help deliver the retirement they deserve and the confidence to navigate what comes next. Vanguard, well on your way. A 401k plan to embrace all of life's moments. Visit institutional.vanguard.com to learn more. All investing is subject to risk.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL, making sense of the economy because it's your money and your retirement. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yeah, Iran in play, big time, huge time. The Ayatollah of rock and roll, dead, killed in an airstrike. The radical in radical Islam may come out to play. may have been singing John McCain, Bomb, 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 Iran over the weekend. This is a very big deal. This is not small potatoes at all. This is bigger than Iraq in many ways, because the mother of all radical Islamic terror organizations, it kind of started in the modern age with the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt and the radicalization, which was already underlying the culture, underpinning the culture. It really came out in 1979 with the Islamic Revolution in Iran, and I remember it well. Kind of a big deal. American hostages being held after the U.S. Embassy was overrun by the terrorists, and the news media at the time said, "Oh, they're students. They're students." Yeah, they really weren't students. It was radical Islam rising, and radical Islam is still on the loose. Look, I talked about it a little bit recently, actually, with September 11th and the anniversary of September 11th. We're coming up on the 25th anniversary of the attacks of September 11th, 2001. September 11th this year, 2026, will be a quarter of a century, 25 years. And there has been a nonstop war, civilization against radical Islam. And the Democrat Party, they're really not on our side at all. You give them the opportunity to go to any other side, into any other camp, and support them, and they will. And you see them supporting any enemies of the United States and any enemies of the West. There were rallies in Washington, D.C., close to the White House in Freedom Plaza over the weekend, of Iranians and others supporting the overthrow of the Ayatollah's regime, waving the old Iranian flag, the Shah-era Iranian flag before the Islamic Revolution Iranian flag. And that happened in Los Angeles as well. Pro-freedom for Iran. People, I started a mock little thing over the weekend with #free Iran. #free Iran. And the truth is, the best way to free Gaza is to free them of the death grip of Hamas. And the death grip of Hamas is in place only because of Iran funding Hamas, the radical Islamic jihadi terrorist organization, which really is genocidal, unlike Israel. Israel not genocidal, but Democrats, being the fascists that they are, they accuse Israel of being genocidal, as Rashida Tlaib did over the weekend. Both the U.S. and genocidal Israel doesn't care. Again, bad grammar by the idiot Rashida Tlaib. This is who they are. That's they. And again, I noticed it as he said it. Ali, originally from Iraq, referred to the United States as us, and referred to the U.S. Embassy in Iraq, in Baghdad, as our embassy. But Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib refers to us as them, or they, which is the equivalent of them, because she doesn't see herself as being part of us. But Ali from Iraq does see himself as being part of us, because that's how great a country we are. Aren't we amazing? All right, let's grab another phone call. Then there's a lot to get to, because I've got President Trump, of course, spoke over the weekend. Democrat idiots are out there attacking the United States because they're not on our side. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War, held a press conference at the Pentagon today, along with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And I have audio for you from that press conference as well. This is a very, very big deal. And how long will it go on? Now, remember, keeping in mind, the Democrats say, you need to come to Congress and get an authorization, which they never said Barack Obama had to do, because he had standing approval from the Democrats, who, by the way, are the biggest warmongers in the history of the United States, America, certainly. And they got us into practically every war. And even September 11th, they're responsible for, because they took our guard down. But setting that aside. All right, let's go back. And we also, again, I mentioned in Austin, Texas, a jihadi attack by a Senegalese from Senegal, Africa, West Africa, a Senegalese terrorist, an Islamic jihadi terrorist, wearing a T-shirt First of all, he's wearing the Iranian flag underneath his T-shirt, and he's got a hoodie because, he wants to be a Democrat. But the killer in Austin, Texas, a jihadi with his jihad T-shirt, his Islam T-shirt, and he showed up with a rifle and shot the place up and murdered a bunch of people and wounded a bunch more because, this guy is a radical Islamic jihadi terrorist. And also, we've been braced for years. We've been told for years and years, decades even, that Iran had sleeper cells inside the United States ready to act. And this guy was, I don't know if he's an official sleeper cell, but he was triggered, let's say, as Democrats so often are, by the events in Iraq, in Iran, let's say. And with that, let's go back to the telephones. Let's go to Eli, calling from Chicago, listening on Al Gore's Amazing Internet. Eli, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Chris, first of all, I want to say mega ditto. Since Rush passed away, you're the best thing out there. So tremendous kudos to you.
You're very kind. Thank you very much.
I just want to say, I was speaking with a few buddies on a Saturday night about who, obviously not who the good Iranians would like to take over the country, the good Persians, but who would, the American hater, radical Islamics left to take over Iran. So I was thinking maybe we could send them, as you mentioned, maybe we could send them, because the previous caller was just talking about, he refers to America as we, but Rashida Tlaib says they. Maybe we could send them a few offerings. Maybe Rashida Tlaib and Omar, or maybe we could even send them Bernie Sanders. But they hate Jews, but he's a self-hating Jew. So maybe Bernie Sanders could pass muster with them. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Maybe it's true. Maybe Bernie's being Jewish would come out in the wash, since he's not exactly a good Jew, is he? If you're supposed to be Jewish and on the side of Jews, he's not that, is he?
Right. So he hates Jews so much. So maybe even the Islamic jihadists, they'll be happy to use him. But he's an apparatchik who could be used, and they know how to use people.
They do. That is a fact. They're good at propaganda, and the Democrats help them with that. But look, if we could hand over a whole bunch of them, certainly Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, and Bernie Sanders should be thrown in there too. We've got, honestly, and I've talked about this in the past, Eli, that the biggest threat to the United States of America, and really by extension to Western civilization, to civilization itself, you've got Putin. You've got Xi Jinping. You've got the Ayatollah. No longer do you have the Ayatollah. But the biggest threat is the United States, in the United States of America, and to the United States of America is actually the left, and that is the Democrat Party. They're here to undermine us from inside. They are the enemy within, and they're the best allies of the Vladimir Putins and the Ayatollah Khamenei's and the radical Islamic, the Islamic Revolution in Iran. Their best ally is the Democrat Party in the United States.
Never forget, Bernie went and he had his honeymoon under the tyranny of the Soviet Union, and he would brag about it.
Yeah.
So he loves, he loves autocracy, theocracy, anything which there's no representative, true representation by the people. He loves it. He loves power.
Well, the left is here to destroy the world. They've been at it for more than a century now. They've murdered more than 100 million human beings, more than any other gang of murders in the history of humankind. And Bernie Sanders cheers it up, and they call themselves socialists. It's all for the greater good of everyone, and they lie about everything. But and they really the left in the United States. We've got a couple of these nitwits today, Eli, talking about this. The United States, again, Rashida Tlaib is the voice of the Democrat Party here, and she refers to us as they. They is the equivalent of them. It's the opposite of us or we, and it suggests very clearly, Eli, that she is not on our side, doesn't it?
It sure does, and that's why if she wants to, if Rashida Tlaib loves. See, the problem is we have a problem here. We're bombing Iran not because we want a new despot to take over, because we want true democracy and freedom for the people. So, from that perspective, we would never want to send over Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar and their ilk to continue to destroy a country where I saw an estimate 70% of the people want freedom, or what I'm saying? Most people want freedom there, so we're stuck. We're importing people who hate America into our country, and we'd like to think we have a place we can send them out to where they can hate America, but we don't want them to reproduce their hatred of America in countries we want to start loving America and follow the ideals of America and the American Revolution. So we sort of have a problem here.
Yeah, we sort of have a problem here. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Honestly, the all enemies, foreign and domestic, and too many members of the Democrat Party have lined up against the United States, and it doesn't even matter whether it's Venezuela or Iran or China or Putin. That the dirty work inside of our borders being done by the Democrat Party, no matter who. The anti-American, the cartels in Mexico. The Democrats support the cartels. A cartel leader killed last week by Mexican forces, but apparently with U.S. assistance. And the Democrat Party becomes furious with us for taking on drug cartels, for blowing up drug boats in the Gulf of America.
And never forget to point out the hypocrisy. Barack Obama killed even American citizens. No one did drone attacks like Barack Obama. They never wanted a War Powers Act. They never wanted anything, the Democrats. And the Republicans, they're always feckless, so we could forget about them. But without Rush Limbaugh, they're certainly feckless. But so Trump came along, that is better. But, Obama was including killing American citizens. I never heard Bernie Sanders or anyone complaining about the War Powers Act. Suddenly the Republicans in power, and they're always complaining. Listen, I believe that I originally thought that Bush was the second Iraq war was a positive thing after 9/11. But I'm not sure that history proved that what happened to the Middle East. But only when a Republican is in power are the Democrats running around about War Powers Act and this and that. Look at Kennedy, look at LBJ, look at Vietnam. Right? When their person's in charge, they can wage war across the whole world. Barack Obama across the whole Middle East. But when a Republican's in charge, they're just hypocrites.
Yes, they are, and I'll tell you that the ABC fake news this morning, they had George Stephanopoulos, who's the of course Clinton administration official that then became a $15 million a year network news anchor because he had never worked in the news business, but he had proven his Democrat Party credentials, and he this morning made up a lie. Since you just mentioned it, we have the soundbite. Michael Pierce, he's looking at me funny. George Snuffleupagus on their morning show this morning on ABC News.
The president promised to keep the United States out of foreign wars, but at this point, no modern president has ordered more military strikes against more countries than Donald Trump.
That's a lie. But Eli, if you watch ABC News, you get your news from ABC News. That's good. Now, I've got to say, he did say that President Trump, that he's going to come in and he wanted to end this whole cycle of war thing. And President Trump has taken military action against 7 countries. Barack Obama, 8 countries. But George Stephanopoulos is not a truth teller. He's a Democrat propagandist. President Trump has now.
Never forget when Bill Clinton, when he bombed that Tylenol factory and he killed that medicine factory. I think he killed that poor guy in Iraq in the middle of the night. And when he bombed Kosovo and he was having trouble with Monica. I mean, the Democrats are just the biggest hypocrites on earth. And when their man is in charge, they don't care. Trump is actually trying to free people who have been living under the despots, very effective, since Jimmy Carter was president, and partially because of Jimmy Carter's fecklessness.
Yep.
So this is all goes back to the Democrats from beginning to end. When their person's in charge, they could do no wrong. If Republicans in charge and they would split the sea, they could do no right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I could cure cancer and they wouldn't like it. That's right. It's crazy.
Nancy Pelosi, since you mentioned it, and importantly, Nancy Pelosi was asked while Barack Obama was bombing Libya, and while President Trump has taken military action against 7 countries now, Barack Obama 8 countries, although the Democrats usually don't count the Philippines. He did use the U.S. military to go after radical Islamic jihadis in the Philippines as well. And President Obama, he attacked Afghanistan, Iraq, Pakistan, Somalia, Yemen, Libya, Syria, and the Philippines. That's 8 countries. President Trump has used the U.S. military, striking 7 countries. But George Stephanopoulos lies no matter what. And here's Nancy Pelosi going way back now to Barack Obama when he was bombing Libya in a military campaign. He said it would take days and not weeks. And then it took 8 months. And when asked, doesn't President Obama need to come to Congress for authorization to use military force against Libya?
Leader, you're saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
Yes.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Yes, that's it. And there it is, Eli. Because when you're a Democrat all the way, from your first cigarette to your last dying day. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. They're on Team Democrat, not Team America. As Nancy Pelosi, you don't need the authorization of Congress when you're a Democrat. Only when you're a Republican do you need the authorization of Congress, right? And Bill Clinton, Somalia, Bosnia, Kosovo. There were no votes in Congress for Bill Clinton to strike Kosovo, a major war in Bosnia. I dropped in and out of there frequently. Somalia, 1993, Bosnia, 1995, Kosovo, 1999. No authorization. Barack Obama, 8 countries, no authorization, none requested, none needed. And the then Speaker of the, now she's the Emeritus, right? Emerita, Speaker Emerita. Democrats don't need authorization from Congress, only Republicans. Keeping in mind that Democrat presidents got us into World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War. Oh, and let's not leave out the American Civil War when their president, Jefferson Davis of the Confederate States of America, had a little something to do with it, too. Democrats.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.
I'm putting them in the oven. I just turned my oven on. I'm baking these. 2 racks of baby back ribs. I hate to tell you, there, fucking Paul Beach Life, but this is an American chat. You know, fuck you. You fucking fat, stupid fuck. Sit and listen to the news. Yeah, fuck Iran, motherfuckers. Do something for the poor people of Iran. Glad I don't live over there.
To buy my own car. Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it? Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right? Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Every sandwich has bread, every burger has a bun, but these warm, golden, smooth steam buns, these are special, reserved for the very best. The Filet-O-Fish, and you can have them too.
Don't miss deals like a Filet-O-Fish or 10-piece McNuggets. Get any 2 for just $6 and pair them with $1.39 any size soft drink. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer, single item at a regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
No, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe.
Private wealth management goes way beyond picking stocks. Do you have a well thought out, cohesive strategy to grow, preserve, and pass along your wealth? Tune in every week as we discuss how to think about your big plans and how to become a better informed, wise investor. Listen to us at The Wise Investor Group at RaymondJames.com/The Wise Investor Group, or just find us on your favorite podcast app. Raymond James Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC.
Washington, get ready for a new voice on WMAL, Pastor Alan Jackson, a brand new show you won't want to miss. Join Pastor Alan Jackson every Saturday evening from 5 to 6 as he takes you through the news of the week with a strong biblical perspective. If you're looking for clarity, truth, and hope in today's world, this is the show for you. Tune in to Pastor Alan Jackson, Saturdays at 5 right here on WMAL, iHeartRadio, and tune in. Download the podcast at AlanJacksonMinistries.com.
This is Rich Robertson with a CES IT Service Tech Tip. I'm going to share an IT industry secret. IT companies will stack your service requests to save them money. That's why callbacks are 1 to 2 hours. At CES IT Service, a technician will access your system within 2 to 5 minutes, not 1 to 2 hours. Another secret, are you paying too much for your software renewals? The IT company receives renewal discounts, but the discounts are not passed on to you. Are you paying more than $50 a user for IT service? If you are, you may be paying too much. Are you paying your IT company for email service? You should be paying Microsoft directly. Contact CES IT Service to help you take a closer look at your IT expenses.
Visit CESITservice.com to schedule a quick expenses review or call Rich at 301-620-1580. That's 301-620-1580 or CESITservice.com.
Hey, it's Vince, and I just want to tell you about a completely life-changing experience that I had that you can have too. A couple of years back, I realized that my vision was just abysmal. I couldn't see at all when it came to taking my glasses off. I just couldn't see anything. And so I realized, you know what? Maybe now I should finally get that LASIK treatment that I've been thinking about for so long. That's when I found Dr. Andy Holzman. And Dr. Holzman performed LASIK on me, just like he's done for professional athletes and even other eye doctors. And now I'm seeing 2015 thanks to what I think is practically magic that he's performed on me. You're going to love your treatment with Dr. Andy Holzman and his great practice. I'm telling you, if you want to improve your vision, if you want to see clearly, if you want to change your life for good, go see Dr. Holzman and his great team. Go to seelikevince.com. That's seelikevince.com.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, National Service Officers.
We've got an entire generation of men and women who have seen war. They're going to need voices.
Paralyzed Veterans of America represents them.
Changing lives, building futures. That's Paralyzed Veterans of America. To learn more, visit PVA.org.
A public service message from Paralyzed Veterans of America.
WMAL, making sense of the markets, because generational wealth doesn't build itself. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I've got a lot of great audio to get to about what's going on in Iran and at the Pentagon, a press conference, the President of the United States, a lot of stuff to get to coming up. And how are Iranians feeling about all of this there and here? Let's go to Greg calling from Rockville, Maryland. Gregory, you're on the Chris Plank Show.
Hey, Chris, thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
I just wanted to say, I talked to a family in LA area, and the Persian American, the Iranian American community is just ecstatic there and beyond. As any diaspora, there's always, some Democrats and, some liberals within it, but everyone is just 100% behind Trump right now. These people are just, you can see this, you've seen the footage, these people are going crazy. They just, the passion that's come out after 47 years of tyranny where, a nation exists, a so-called nation exists that, treats women like dirt and just, the barbarity that you've so often documented about this regime is just incredible. So the passion is real. And I think if things go, there's a long way to go here. But if it is a free Iran, Donald Trump will go down as, certainly one of the greatest in modern history. And he will, pretty much Republicans will always have the Iranian American vote.
Yeah,
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station, making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews.
This is not Iraq. This is not endless. This is the opposite. This operation is a clear, devastating, decisive mission. Destroy the missile threat, destroy the Navy, no nukes.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth spoke out this morning for the first time since Operation Epic Fury began.
As the president warned, an effort of this scope will include casualties. War is hell, and always will be. A grateful nation honors the 4 Americans we have lost thus far and those injured. The absolute best of America.
The attack in Iran has caused security to tighten significantly around government agencies and places of worship in D.C.
And it's not just here in the district. Montgomery County Police have also put out a memo, a warning, increased patrols around religious sites and other sensitive locations there as well. Now, for commuters and tourists here in the city, it should feel normal this morning, but security planning remains active, and officials say they could adjust their plans, their protocol, as things change abroad.
7 News' John Gonzalez. The death of Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei has some local Iranians relieved and hopeful for the future.
This is truly every Iranian wish.
Michael Vasey, the owner of a Moose Persian restaurant in McLean, says a bright future in his native land is now possible thanks to President Trump.
And forever, as an Iranian American, we're indebted to President Trump, to the United States, and to Israel. We would never forget this.
Ovasi telling 7 News he hopes a transition government in Iran will allow for a fair election in the next couple of years. Maria Leaf on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Just when the last patch of old gray snow is melting away, here come the reinforcements. Light snow this afternoon into overnight, then freezing rain.
I do expect some snow to fall, but keep in mind, temperatures were in the 50s and 60s this weekend, so our surface is relatively mild, so a lot of this is not going to stick around. That said, we're not done with this just yet. There's a little bit of some ice before it transitions to rain.
7 News meteorologist Mark Pena. Areas north and west could see the frozen precipitation last into tomorrow morning's rush hour. Schools could be delayed tomorrow. Stay tuned. Some Democratic elected officials in Prince William County are calling on a nominee for the Board of Supervisors to step down after old social media posts surfaced that showed Seth Kasim, a nominee for the Woodbridge district seat, made racist, xenophobic, and misogynistic comments. In a letter, the officials wrote that Qasim's use of deeply derogatory language has caused immeasurable pain, particularly to African Americans. The signers of the letter include both local supervisors, state delegates and senators, and members of the school board. Qasim has posted an apology on Facebook, noting the posts were from 14 years ago and that his words then do not reflect his views now. He did not say whether he would step down. The Dow right now down 220 points, Nasdaq's down 90. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL. WMAL traffic and weather, Steve Hirschhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway now, the inner loop is pretty slow into the work zone near Route 5, Branch Avenue, blocking one left lane. Inner loop in Virginia, under speed from Braddock Road up to Gallows Road, but that's gradually improving. Outer loop is still pretty heavy from University Boulevard around to Georgia Avenue. Right after Georgia Avenue on the outer loop, it was a broken down vehicle. Fairfax County Parkway northbound, construction blocks the right lane just before Pope's Head Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
This afternoon, snow falling, but temperatures should be above freezing, so not seeing too much in the way of accumulation on the roadways. 37 the projected high. Tonight, occasional rain mixed with snow, more snow west and north with winter weather advisories. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchik on WMAL.
34 degrees now at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Turns out the regime who chanted death to America and death to Israel was gifted death from America and death from Israel.
Yes, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War at the Pentagon this morning, holding a press conference with the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Raisin King, General Raisin King. And the President has been very, very busy over the weekend as well. Well, very good and happy Monday morning to you. The world has changed a lot since we last met on Friday. President Trump pulled the trigger on Iran. And boy, if we pulled the trigger, along with Israel, thousands of sorties. That is a combat flight, combat mission. We've had 4 Americans killed, 5 Americans wounded. We had 3 American F-15 fighter jets shot down over Kuwait, by Kuwait, because they're not the brightest bulbs in the constellation. These guys, I got it done, and 6 Americans punched out of 3 different F-15 aircraft and were able to parachute to the ground. And looks like one of them might have had a parachute problem, but all 6 Americans survived being shot down by our ally in Kuwait because they're not good at what they do. Kuwait, how do you get hundreds and hundreds of years behind the rest of the world? Well, this is part of that. So let me get to, because there is so very much to get to today, and Rashida Tlaib, we should call Rashida Tlaib's office, see if she'd come on our show and explain why she refers to the United States as them and they. Those are our pronouns when it comes to Rashida Tlaib. Not us and we, but they and them. That's how Rashida Tlaib describes the United States and Israel, our allies. Both the U.S. and genocidal Israel doesn't care about the laws. She meant don't care. This is who they are. No, this is who we are. But she doesn't see herself as being part of us or we or the United States of America. She's anti-American, flagrantly so. And she's a Democrat member of the squad in the House of Representatives. Aren't they amazing? So, yeah, and, Kuwait eventually admitted, first they said that 3 American fighter jets crashed in Kuwait, and now they're saying they mistakenly shot down 3 U.S. fighter jets, and that thankfully all crew ejected safely. But this is the bobblehead dolls of the Kuwaiti military, honestly. Kind of embarrassing, but they're hard to embarrass. As now 4 U.S. American troops killed in the Iran war and 5 wounded And this has been going on for more than 48 hours now. Boy, the Ayatollah is dead. At least 40 members of senior leadership dead. It turns out, say, well, who's going to take the Ayatollah's place? Who's going to fill in for the president of Iran, who has also been killed? And also there are reports that old stinky Ahmadinejad was killed in an airstrike too. The old former president, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. And we always called him Stinky because he's famous for not showering. He was famous for not showering and for smelling very badly. And in Austin, Texas over the weekend, we had a Senegalese, that is a Muslim man from Senegal in West Africa. A Senegalese mass shooter opens fire outside of Austin Bar in Austin, Texas. A Muslim man from Senegal, and you'll never guess what he was wearing. You've probably seen it yourself. Property of Allah sweatshirt. He's got a Property of Allah sweatshirt. When you pull off his sweatshirt, underneath he had an Iranian flag T-shirt. This guy from Senegal. This whole Islamic terror thing is something, but horrifying video shows moment deranged Senegalese mass shooter opens fire outside Austin Bar in Austin, Texas. Horrifying, the New York Post. Horrifying video captures the deadly moment Senegalese immigrant Nadinje Diange. He began firing into a crowd at a packed Austin night spot on Sunday. The chilling footage verified by Fox 7 Austin. The Senegalese can be seen walking on the sidewalk in his gray Property of Allah hoodie before raising his rifle and firing at least a dozen shots. What the beep is going on? Jesus, beeping, beep, what the beep, videographer exclaims during the carnage. Started about 2 a.m. Hundreds of bar patrons were leaving and heading home at the end of a fun night in Austin, Texas. Smoke can be seen bursting from the barrel of the killer's gun and as he fires several rounds before he appears to drop to the ground outside of Buford's Backyard Beer Garden, a popular hangout near the University of Texas Austin campus. Now, that's something. At least 2 killed, injured 14, Buford's Backyard Beer Garden. And they say, gee, maybe it's a radical Islamic terror attack. Oh, you think? Yeah, let's not play games here. He's wearing the Property of Allah. He's shooting the place up in defense of Iran, because, Senegal, Iran, what's the difference? And then, at least he didn't refer to the United States as they, as the Democrat member of the House of Representatives did, Rashida Tlaib. But with that said, we're in a wild place right now, and President Trump is changing the trajectory of human history, not just in the Middle East, but on planet Earth, because Iran, which has a great and extraordinary and noble history, the Persian history is an extraordinary history, and until the Ayatollahs took over, the mullahs took over, and the Islamic Revolution of 1979, it was a country that was perfectly happy living in harmony with the West. And women worked in jobs, and women went to college, and women dressed like Western women, and Iranians, Persians functioned in Western Europe and the United States as normal people function before the Islamic Revolution. And if we could return Iran to the pre-Islamic Revolution days, and I think I mentioned here recently that I did run into the son of the Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi, the son of the Shah who lives in the United States now. I ran into him a few months ago now at Newsmax and had a great talk with him. He is interested in returning to Iran. I actually met him once decades ago in Santa Barbara too, and he is here. He's willing to go back. He better have a good security detail, I've got to say. But if the Trump administration talking about democracy in Iran, and Iran is not an Arab country; it's the Persian nation, and they're different than the Arabs. because of culture and history, and
Persian, Parisian,
and a lot of things. But
yeah,
let's go to some audio here. Let's go to the President of the United States, President Donald John Trump, who is a consequential president, the likes of which you don't see very often. Ronald Reagan, a very consequential president. Theodore Roosevelt, a very consequential president. Donald Trump, a very, very consequential president. The Trump doctrine, Venezuela, Maduro, grabbing him, going after the drug lords in Mexico and in Venezuela and in the Gulf of America, and on and on. But let me get to, and now Iran, the Middle East. He targeted and killed Qasem Soleimani, and now look what's going on. The Ayatollah Khamenei is dead in an airstrike, along with, according to reports, 39 about other senior Iranian government leaders. Decapitation is the word of the day, and the regime has been decapitated. And the president has called on the people of Iran and even the military of Iran to rise up against the regime and take their country back and take their freedom back. More than 90 million people, 92 million people in Iran, and it's 99.5 or 99.6% Muslim. 99.5 or 99.6 Muslim. The nation of Iran, more than 92 million people, and nearly 100% Muslim. It's not hospitable to, let's say, your Jewish brethren, or you're Christian, you're atheist. Here's President Trump. This is President Trump on Saturday, when we first learned that the strikes had taken place and were underway. President Trump.
To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death.
Twice. I love the certain death twice. It's and I don't know. I'm often reminded of Monty Python.
Deadly force is authorized, people.
You will lay down your arms. You will face certain.
If you're a real citizen,
the bridge of death. The black.
You care about your country.
President Trump was, and look, when he says it, and you're in Iran, you know that this.
As long as your neighbor isn't one of them.
Brush off, because he's Donald Trump. He's not Joe Biden. Also keep in mind that Barack Obama may still be the #1 funder of the Islamic Revolution in the history of the Islamic Revolution. Barack Obama, whose middle name is Hussein, it should be pointed out here, Barack Hussein Obama sent plane loads of cash with pallets of euros, not even American dollars, shrink wrapped by the billions, and freed up all the money frozen in bank accounts and so on. Barack Obama, #1 sponsor of the Islamic Revolution in Iran. The Iranian, the #1 state sponsors of terror, and Barack Obama. Hussein. President Trump is not Hussein.
Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations.
A very, very different proposition than, for example, the Iraq War, where the president has taken out the leadership of the country and has called on the people.
I'm waiting for my ribs to cook. That's what's for breakfast.
Of Iran,
baby
to
back
take
ribs.
Back their country and leave it in their hands. And if it turns into a civil war, then it turns into a civil war, but we're not fighting it for them. However, the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, I have a list of some of their accomplishments from throughout the years that I want to share with you. These are the bad guys. These guys are like the bad guys in a James Bond movie. They're like Spectre operating from a volcanic island, and they're the bad guys of the world. I mean, again, they're blowing up, they're murdering, they're kidnapping, we've still got Americans that they took ages ago whose bodies they're keeping, or whatever. President Trump on Saturday.
For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach.
The president also took out effectively the Iranian Navy so that they can't go block the Strait of Hormuz and disrupt even more the global oil markets and so on. But President Trump calling on the people of Iran to get up, get out there, take your country back. We've created the opportunity. The window is here.
This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
To liberate 92 million people, the people of Iran, and put an end to the terror state that has been the Islamic Revolution since 1979. You know, we're already at 2025, a quarter of the way through the next century. And this is all part of the legacy of Jimmy Carter and the Democrats, by the way. You know, abortion moves fast, and right now some women are being pressured to make irreversible decisions in moments of fear and panic. They're told to act quickly or risk losing support. Many of these women feel they have no other option, of course, but because of you, the women do have an option. At Preborn's network of clinics, a woman receives what the abortion industry would never offer, compassion without pressure. She's given a free ultrasound and space to breathe and caring voices and kind eyes. And more than 80% of the time when a mother sees her baby on a preborn ultrasound, guess what? She chooses life. Sees the little person there. This month, Preborn wants to help save 6,800 babies. But it'll take 124 partners saying yes every day. So here's my request to you. Pause your busy day for just a moment and become a yes right now. Just $28 provides one ultrasound. $140 helps 5 mothers to see the life growing inside them. Every dollar helps save a human life, a baby, and shares hope with the women. Donate today. Dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby when prompted. That's pound 250. The keyword is baby. Or go to Al Gore's Amazing Internet and visit preborn.com/plant. That's preborn.com/PLANTE. Yes, sir. Yeah, President Trump, I've got more of the president. I've got Pete Hegseth and Raisin Kane, chairman of the Joint Chiefs press conference at the Pentagon in the 8 a.m. hour this morning. We're at 888-630-9625. We're in a real hot zone right now, boys and girls.
There's only one Chris Platt. The Chris Platt Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relinquish your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
This ad is brought to you by GSK. Have you considered starting Ojjaara momelotinib for your appropriate patients? Review the efficacy of Ojjaara, including data from our head-to-head trials, Simplify One and Momentum, at startojjaara.com. That's startojjaara.com.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71.
Why do you expect everybody to give you what you
and
want?
rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel.
I'm sure you
And
could
with Venture X,
earn
you
a
get
couple
access to
grand
over
if you left
1,000
chat
barefoot
and
lounges
went and
worldwide.
worked.
Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Fucking cocksucker.
Chris Plant here.
Hesitating
Online
motherfucker.
and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL.
Now, the woman that the Democrats wanted to be president of the United States, who is an embarrassment to Western civilization, Kamala Harris, she this weekend came out and made clear that if she were president, she'd be supporting the Ayatollah and the Islamic Revolution and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps.
I unequivocally oppose this war of choice, and everyone should. And the bottom line, when it comes down to it, is that if we want to stop Donald Trump, this random decision that he has arrived at, and Congress must act, and Congress must act immediately. The American people do not want our sons and daughters to go into this unauthorized war of choice, and I unequivocally oppose it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. She unequivocally opposes it, and she is. They support radical Islamic terrorism. They support the jihad. They refer to the United States as they and them rather than us and we, because they're not on our side.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. I'm John Matthews. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth speaking out against widening concerns the U.S.-Israeli strikes in Iran could spiral into a protracted regional conflict by declaring, "This is not Iraq, this is not endless." He says the operation has a, quote, "clear, devastating, decisive mission to destroy the missile threat from Iran, destroy its navy, and no nukes." Governments are scrambling to bring their citizens home from across the Middle East as the war has shut down key Middle East flight routes. Travelers stuck in hotels, airports, even cruise ships with little clarity on when those hubs will reopen. DC Health has lifted the recreational advisory for the Potomac River in D.C. effective immediately, saying that consistent water quality testing shows bacterial levels are now within safe ranges for recreational use. Recent tests confirm E. coli levels in D.C.'s portion of the Potomac meet EPA standards for recreational use. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Steve Hirschhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway now, the inner loop is pretty slow into the work zone near Route 5 Branch Avenue, blocking one left lane. Inner loop in Virginia, then under speed from Braddock Road up to Gallows Road, but that's gradually improving. Outer loop is still pretty heavy from University Boulevard around to Georgia Avenue. Right after Georgia Avenue on the outer loop, it was a broken down vehicle. Fairfax County Parkway northbound, construction blocks the right lane just before Pope's Head Road. Now from Garage Door Repair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Wet snow this afternoon, mostly after 1 this afternoon with a high of 37. It is 34 at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Cat.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so, too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, used car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibilities.
Look at them go in Vegas chat. Wigan has me blocked, but they're in there talking about me. And now Dude Nero is saying, spam my name, it just makes my superpowers. Hey. See, there's a difference between you and me, dude, dud Nero. I don't pretend, superpower. You ain't got no superpower. What fucking superpower do you have? You don't stream, and all you do is talk about Mary Bernie all the time and make fun of her. That's your life. The dude Nero is back. Duh. Wigan, you watch my every fucking... Hey, Wigan, my meter reads 10. And everybody was up late last night. What time is it? So my ribs have been in the oven a half hour, but they probably ain't done yet. I gotta go check them here in a minute. I appreciate people here listening to the news and what's going on. What did they say? Our 3 planes were shot down by friendly fire. No, it was at Kuwait. I forget what they said.
I think so too.
Glad I'm not over in that area of the world.
I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
There's a naval base, Diego Garcia, out in the middle of fucking nowhere in the ocean. That'd be a place to be fucking stationed.
Like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're
Wigan just can't stop talking about Billy. You're right, dude, Nero. The more you guys post my name, the stronger my superpower becomes.
New car, used car, first car, home loan,
Chicken shit, motherfuckers.
got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
WMAL, making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yes. Well, the Democrats, they're not friendly to the United States. They think of us as they and them, not as us or we. The Kuwaitis shooting down 3 F-15 fighter jets, 6 Americans bailing out, punching out, ejecting from the F-15E, the Strike Eagles, the fighter jets, and all 6 of our crew members survived. By the way, B-2 bombers out of Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri flew nonstop round trip yesterday, dropped very significant ordnance on hardened targets. And so on according to the United States America, haven't referred to the United States as they or them like Democrat members of Congress do. We have carried out thousands of sorties, the United States and Israel together, and the B-2 bombers coming in out of Whiteman Air Force Base. I've visited the B-2 bombers at Whiteman Air Force Base many years ago now. Climbed aboard the Spirit of Texas myself into the cockpit, and I went up in a refueling tanker and was aboard the refueling tanker, refueling B-2 bombers out of Whiteman Air Force Base. I was down in the bay of the refueling tanker when multiple B-2 bombers came up to get a drink to refuel. And the B-2 bombers went there and back yesterday. The operation, by the way, is called Epic Fury. Epic Fury is the name of the operation. The Democrats are on the side of any enemy of the United States of America, any enemy of Western civilization. They're not on Team America, World Police. And I've got to say, I mentioned this on Friday. I said, we've got to keep our eyes peeled over the weekend, Iran. I did a couple of weeks ago, too. So it's not like I really had a crystal ball on this. A couple of weeks ago, I said, let's keep our ear to the ground on the Democrats rioting and killing people in the United States and on the United States striking Iran militarily. Well, it has come to pass. And, boy, they went in big, I've got to say. They pushed all their chips to the center of the table, the Trump White House and the Hegseth Defense Department. We're all in on this. This is definitely all in. You kill the Ayatollah. I don't like to use euphemisms like take out, like, we're gangland fun or something, but killed the Ayatollah and 39 other people in that strike, reportedly. And U.S. intelligence, Israeli airplanes, and big change afoot. And President Trump, again, we don't know how this is not over. Taking out the Ayatollah doesn't mean that Iran has joined the community of civilized nations again, because that hasn't happened yet. But it creates the opportunity, the opening for the 92 million people of Iran to rise up and take their country back from this authoritarian, religious Islamic revolution that has brutalized the 92 million people of Iran since 1979, and to restore Persia to its previous grandeur and glory, which actually existed before the mullahs took over. And now let's go to the Democrats. But we don't know how it's going to come out. Let's face it, we don't know how it's going to come out, and it's a very tricky part of the world. And there's violence breaking out from Austin, Texas, to Iraq. And by the way, Iran is firing missiles at and bombing and military strikes against essentially all of their neighbors, against Kuwait and the UAE and Bahrain and Manama. I've been to Bahrain and Manama in the past, and And Saudi Arabia is taking hits. I spent months in Saudi Arabia one time, but it's not all about me. Let's go to the silly Democrats here. Soundbite number 40. Let's go to Democrat Senator Tim Kaine. Hey, the Ayatollah has been taken out. The Islamic Revolution, the number one state sponsors of terror, are on the rocks, and the United States military is in harm's way. Democrat Senator Tim Kaine, what do you have to say?
If you're going to initiate war, you need Congress. This is an illegal war. I have a war powers resolution queued up for vote this week, and I'm encouraging my colleagues to assert the constitutional power vested in the legislative branch.
And I want to have to play the soundbite again of Nancy Pelosi being asked when Barack Obama was attacking Libya for 8 months with U.S. military power. 8 months in a military campaign, he said, would take days and not weeks. And then 8 months in, and the news media completely blacked it out. The American news media blacked it out. They didn't cover it. They didn't demand access to the aircraft carriers, which normally you would do, and bases where sorties are being flown. And so, but the news media, we don't really have a legitimate news media. And it's an illegal war. But I guess Barack Obama had 8 of those. And where were you, Tim Kaine, you fraud, you charlatan? You're almost as bad as the Reverend Al charlatan. Adam Schiffless. This guy is, this is an amazing one. Adam Schiffless, who told the world that Donald Trump, he's in on the secret classified briefings, and Donald Trump is a Russian colluder. He's colluding with Russia. And he lied and lied and lied every hour of every day for years. And then the Democrats said, he was in the House of Representatives then. Democrats said, he's such a liar, let's put him in the Senate. So they promoted him in California to the U.S. Senate. Adam Schiffless might as well be a jihadi.
The Ayatollah was a brutal dictator. This is a murderous regime. But at the same time, it posed no imminent threat of attack to the United States. They do not have ballistic missiles capable of hitting the United States.
Yet
there was simply no basis to go in with this massive military campaign.
Yeah, they don't have the ability with their ballistic missiles to hit the United States yet. They can hit most of Western Europe with their ballistic missiles, which Barack Obama funded. The Democrats funded the Ayatollah and the mullahs and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Barack Obama gave them billions and billions and billions of dollars. And in this ridiculously named Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, which they even more absurdly call the JCPOA, as though that's a good abbreviation. And they, Barack Obama and the Democrats gave billions and billions, plane loads, freight pallets, shrink-wrapped piles of cash that would fill this radio studio. And Barack Obama gave them the money and said, here, do what you will with this, because Barack Obama's on the side of the Islamic Revolution. He is not on the side of the United States of America. Adam Schiff, there's no imminent threat. Their ballistic missiles can't, you can take a nuclear weapon. You can even take a dirty bomb and bring it into Washington, D.C. or New York City or Beverly Hills and detonate these things. You can use biological weapons, and kill millions of people. But the Democrat Iran wasn't a threat because their ballistic missiles, funded at least in part by the Democrat Party, couldn't yet reach, they can reach Western Europe, but couldn't yet reach the United States of America. And, sure, you can enrich uranium in secret underground facilities, Barack Obama said in the JCPOA. You can continue. And with, remember, Boltneck, John Kerry was our ridiculous clown of a negotiator there. Oh, you want to keep extending the range of your ballistic missiles until they're ICBMs? Absolutely. Here's a plane load of cash. And you want to spin centrifuges and enrich uranium? Oh, that's fine. We know it's for peaceful purposes. You're one of the most oil-rich countries in the world, but you really need nuclear energy. President Trump actually offered the Iranians last week. He said, all right, you want to enrich uranium for nuclear energy, right? Even though you're an oil-rich country. President Trump said, okay, here's the deal. You guys stop enriching uranium, and we will give you the low-enriched uranium that can be used in nuclear power plants to produce energy for you, and we will give you that nuclear energy, that low enriched uranium for nuclear power plants. We, the United States of America, will give it to you for free in perpetuity. And for Democrats, that means forever. So we'll give you the low enriched uranium that is used in nuclear power plants. We will give it to you forever if you just agree to stop enriching uranium. And they said, no, because we're enriching uranium to make nuclear bombs to kill the infidels with in nuclear attacks. And the Democrats said, okay, how can we help? That's literally what happened. Now, so that's Adam Schiff, one of the biggest liars in America. Tim Kaine, just a low IQ Irish drunk, I think. Yeah, there's illegal war. Yeah, okay, double standard boy. You're a clown. And then there's Eric Swalwell, who, in case you want to know what China thinks about where we are right now, ask Eric Swalwell. And this is the Democrat Party. And again, Senator Kaine, Senator Schiff, disgraceful. Eric Swalwell, House of Representatives.
They showed nothing to the American people as to any threat posed to the United States or any imminent threat posed to our allies who are in the region.
Yeah, or imminent. Yeah, Iran is no threat to anyone, right? But what possible threat could Iran be to anyone? They're just the number one state sponsor of terror. And they were born of a war crime by attacking the U.S. Embassy. Let me see. It was November 4th of 1979. I remember it well. One of my brother's birthdays, November 4th, off an election day. And they attacked the U.S. Embassy November 4th, 1979. And they held hostages. In the end, they were still holding 52 hostages 444 days later until January 20th of 1981, when Ronald Wilson Reagan was inaugurated as president of the United States. And that's when they said, maybe we should let these 52 American hostages go because Ronald Reagan is not to be messed with. And so they let him go. And here's Eric Swalwell, a Chinese agent. Fang Fang is his girlfriend and his operator, by the way. Yeah, showed nothing to the American people. They're not a threat. The Democrats are literally saying Iran, the world's number one state sponsor of terror, of radical Islamic terror, not a threat, didn't pose a threat. That's what they're saying. They're the PR firm in the West for terrorists of radical Islam. Aren't they amazing? Chris Murphy is another dumb Democrat drunk member of the Senate.
Nobody in this country is asking for war with Iran. This president is getting us involved in quagmires overseas that already are becoming deadly to American soldiers. This is a disaster. It is illegal. And the president is obligated under the Constitution to come to Congress and ask for an authorization of military force. He wouldn't get that authorization if he asked for it. Congress wouldn't vote to give him the permission to do it, but he's obligated to come to Congress.
Well, the Democrats would undermine the United States and they would support the Islamic Revolution in Tehran. Yeah, they don't pose a threat to the United States. The people at AIPAC put together a list of. I went searching as I'm always reminded. The Iranians bombed the Jewish center in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Right? Why would they do that? Just amazing. These people in 1994, they truck bomb exploded the Argentine Mutual Israelite Association Jewish Community Center building in Buenos Aires, killing 85 people in 1994 because these people couldn't sleep at night in Iran, knowing that there were Jews playing ping pong and shooting pool at a rec center in Buenos Aires. So they went there and blew it up and killed 85 people, murdered 85 people, because that's what the government does. And the Democrats are quick to defend that government. Isn't that amazing? Kamala Harris came out and attacked President Trump. So it's Trump's war of choice. And again, like Iran is no threat to anybody. Jasmine Crockett is a Democrat hero. They all want to date her, and they want their daughters to date her. They want their sons to date her. They want their sons to dress like her. The Democrat Party is not on our team.
The one thing that I want to remind the American people of is that we have a Constitution. And frankly, as members of Congress, we have sworn an oath to the Constitution as well as the president. And right now, what we are clearly witnessing is lawlessness yet again from this administration. And my question to my colleagues in a very serious way is, will you put aside your loyalty to this orange man and actually focus on your loyalty and your oath to the Constitution, which says that only Congress has the power to declare war? It is time to rein him in a bipartisan way.
Bipartisan way, orange man. We have swore. Didn't she say we have swore? I think I heard her say we have swore. We have swore an oath to the Constitution. Iran, since 1979, the 444 days, it goes on and on. July 22nd of 1980, Iranian operatives assassinated former Iranian diplomat Ali Akbar Tabatabai, and I'm mangling last time, a vocal critic of then Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. They murdered him in Bethesda, Maryland. I can drive a golf ball to Bethesda, Maryland from where I'm sitting in this studio right now. But they assassinated him in Bethesda, Maryland. In May 25th, it was May of 1982, Hezbollah terrorists detonated a car bomb at the French embassy compound in Beirut, killing 12 people, wounding 27. April 18th, 1983, Hezbollah suicide bombing, U.S. embassy in Beirut, killed 63 people, including 17 Americans. October 23rd of 1983, 2 Hezbollah truck bombs struck buildings in Beirut, housed the American and French service members, the multinational peacekeeping force in Lebanon, right? And killed 241 Marines, killed 58 French military personnel. And I haven't gotten past 1983. December 12th, my birthday, 1983. Additional 5 bombings in Kuwait. Separate bombings attacked U.S. French embassies in Kuwait. This is the terrorist group. And a Jewish center in Buenos Aires, years and years later. These are suicidal, homicidal, genocidal death cult. And the Democrat Party is out here because Orange Man, they have joined the jihad. The Democrat Party is pro-jihad against the U.S. and Israel and against Western civilization.
Members of Congress, we have sworn an oath.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
No taxes is so free. Only roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form to 40 returns only. This is taxes.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Into a TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care. for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
WMAL, making sense of the headlines because common sense isn't so common. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I've got more President Trump. I haven't even gotten through the got to get to the briefing at the Pentagon this morning with the secretary and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. I want to get to that. And media and Democrats, but I repeat myself. Right now, let's go to, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Steve, calling from Northwest Indiana. Stephen, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
You know, you hang on the line here, and so many things come to your mind as you're waiting. Mm-hmm. My original call was for the Obama connection to the drones, but before I do that, I want to say I recently watched a documentary about James Cagney, and there was at the end of the thing there was a little awards ceremony or something that they broadcast on TV, but they were panning a crowd, and Ronald Reagan was sitting there in the audience. But anyways, he said, "I just want to make one thing clear. I never said you dirty rats." And I was thinking in the State of the Union, if Trump would have looked over it when he looked at the Democrats and says, "Oh, you won't stand up for that either," or whatever he said, he should have said it, "You dirty rats." That would have been great.
Cagney, well, I know you had a second thing to get to, but we ran out the clock because, the time marches on and all that stuff. But yeah, the great James Cagney, the great Ronald Reagan, and Obama. Obama fueled the beast. He fueled the animal, the Iranian. I've got a lot more coming up. Iran was very active killing Americans in Iraq and wounding Americans in Iraq, and IEDs. More.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. The U.S. and Israel continue to strike targets in Iran after a setback over Kuwait when 3 U.S. jets were shot down by friendly fire.
U.S. Central Command says those 3 U.S. Air Force F-15 Strike Eagles were shot down at 7 a.m. local time in the skies over Kuwait in a friendly fire incident that CENTCOM blamed on the Kuwaiti air defense systems. All 6 on board the 3 jets ejected safely. And Iranian attacks continue against Gulf allies. There are reports Iran and Iranian-backed militias fired missiles at the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait earlier. And one of the reasons the Israeli Air Force was able to send 200 fighter jets into Iran to kill its supreme leader was because the U.S. deployed 100 mid-air refueling planes to the region. The U.S. military has hit 1,000 targets in Iran over the first 24 hours of this operation.
Fox News' Lucas Tomlinson, a 4th American, has been confirmed dead in Operation Epic Fury.
After yesterday announcing that 3 military personnel had been killed in action and 5 seriously wounded, U.S. Central Command now says a 4th service member has succumbed to their injuries. We aren't being told where this happened, but Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said the casualties were the result of Iranian weapons hitting a tactical operations center. He called the victims the absolute best of America. President Trump has warned the country that more U.S. casualties are likely during the course of Operation Epic Fury. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Department of Homeland Security is urging you to be vigilant against possible lone wolves after a weekend attack in Texas killed 2 and wounded 14.
Authorities say that the suspect was wearing a sweatshirt that said "Property of Allah," and underneath he was wearing a shirt with the Iranian flag. U.S. officials say a large-scale physical attack is unlikely. Now, the bulletin does stress that violent extremists could attack targets perceived to be Jewish, pro-Israel, or linked to the U.S. government or military. Police departments across the country are stepping up patrols and are on high alert.
7 News' John Rogers. After the sewage pipe collapse, the all clear for recreation on the Potomac has now been given.
I have some concerns about the long-term ecological impacts to the grasses, the fish.
While monitoring continues for short and long-term impacts, the district has lifted the Potomac River's recreational advisory as the water quality improves. Director of DC Health, Dr. Ayanna Bennett, noting, quote, "We are confident that conditions in the DC portion of the Potomac no longer pose an elevated public health risk. Testing for 21 days and counting continues to show E. coli levels are remaining within typical range." Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
We're learning more about a road rage incident that left 2 people and a dog dead on the outer loop of the Beltway in Annandale Sunday afternoon. A crash at the scene apparently prompted one of the involved drivers to attack others involved with a knife. Police say 32-year-old Jared Gamato of McLean stabbed 4 people in the other vehicle along with a dog. One victim, 39-year-old Michelle Adams, died. So did the dog. When police arrived, they confronted Gamato with the knife, and he was fatally shot. No troopers injured. The crash itself under investigation. Traffic and weather next.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. More jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away. AKA fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
All right, class, tell me about your weekend. Leo?
Well, my sister wanted to go camping, so my parents took us in our new Nissan Pathfinder through a mountain trail.
Thank you, Leo.
No, it's not over yet. My brother wanted to explore some caves, so we drove up a bunch of steep hills. And then we
With its V6 engine and 9-speed automatic transmission, the Nissan Pathfinder can power your adventure. That's why J.D. Power ranks Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. For JD Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the inner loop of the Beltway in Maryland, after Allentown Road and Joint Base Andrews, the accident there cleared away. Still have the construction, though, on the inner loop near Route 5, Branch Avenue, blocking the left lane. Head over to Loudoun County, north and southbound Route 15 near Luckett's Road. Single lane alternating traffic through the work zone there, causing delays both north and southbound on Route 15. Fairfax County Parkway northbound before Pope's Head Road. It's the midday roadwork blocking one right lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
This afternoon, snow falling, but temperatures should be above freezing, so not seeing too much in the way of accumulation on the roadways. 37 the projected high. Tonight, occasional rain mixed with snow. More snow west and north with winter weather advisories. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchik on WMAL.
34 right now at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
That old Beach Boys song, Bomberan.
Yes, the old Beach Boys song. John McCain there. One of his, the Democrats seized on that and said, oh, see, those Republican warmongers getting us into wars all over the place. Never mind the facts. They don't like those. Again, what is the Islamic Revolution in Iran? For what are they known? Well, the November 4th, 1979 takeover of the U.S. Embassy by the mob of radical Islamic jihadi terrorist kidnappers. The U.S. Embassy holding 52 for 444 days until Ronald Reagan was inaugurated on January 20th of 1981. That changed the world as well. Terror attacks from assassinations of diplomats in 1980 and car bombings in Beirut in 1982 and 1983, and they got real busy through the 80s, blowing people up all over the place. Hezbollah suicide bombing of the Israeli embassy in Buenos Aires in 1992 killed 29 civilians, and they got 2 Israelis, and they injured 242 other people in Buenos Aires because there might be Jews there. You know, there might be Jews. 1994 suicide bomber. Explosive-laden truck into the Jewish Community Center in Buenos Aires. What is going on with that? What is it, Buenos Aires? There are Jews in Buenos Aires. Can't have that. And in Argentina, they discovered that it was Hezbollah, a subsidiary of the Islamic Revolution in Iran. 1994, Panamanian airliner, and Atlas Chericanas flight 901 en route to Colón City and Panama City. It exploded shortly after takeoff. All 21 people aboard killed, including 12 Jews. And it turned out it was a suicide bombing. You know, it was actually the left that started hijacking airplanes in the 1960s. They wanted to go to Cuba to live a life of splendor under communism. They created that whole hijacking thing. The left did. The Islamists picked it up much later. 1996 suicide truck bomber, Iranian proxy organization, the Saudi Hezbollah attacked Khobar Towers. I remember that. Khobar Towers in Saudi Arabia. I spent killing 19 Americans, American airmen. I was assigned to the Pentagon then, Khobar Towers. I've been to Khobar Towers before this attack in Saudi Arabia. In 2005, Beirut, the former prime minister of Lebanon, was killed along with 21 others. A powerful explosion. In 2005. In 2008, 2 Hezbollah terrorists captured as they prepared to attack the Israeli embassy in Baku, Azerbaijan. No big deal. in November of 2008. And honestly, through April of 2009, Egyptian government announced that in November 2008, it had broken up a large Hezbollah cell in Egypt. Among the 49 plotters identified as members of the cell, 26 were arrested, charged with smuggling weapons. They're smuggling weapons in from Egypt to Hamas in Israel so they can kill the Jews, in Gaza. Aren't they something? In September of 2009, Iranian operative hired a hitman to assassinate Iranian-American regime opponent and radio personality in Glendora, California. The plot was foiled. In 2011, 8 Turkish citizens were injured in the attempted assassination of the Israeli consul in Istanbul. The Quds Force led the attempted assassination. In 2011, the FBI arrested Iranian citizen at New York's JFK airport, later charged him, along with Quds Force operative, who remains at large, plotting to assassinate the Saudi ambassador to the United States by blowing him up in a Washington restaurant. Now, that is Adel al-Jubeir, and I spent several months with Adel al-Jubeir in Saudi Arabia in 1990, before he became the ambassador to the United States of America. Me and a friend of mine threw him in a fountain one time in Dhahran. That would become Saudi ambassador, Adel al-Jubeir. I always liked him, real good guy. And they were going to blow him up in a restaurant in Georgetown, that place in Georgia, the nice fancy restaurant that Bill Clinton likes to go to. I'll think of it in just a second. But they're going to blow up the Israeli ambassador in Washington, D.C. Isn't that just great? In 2012, several bombings in Bangkok, Thailand, killed 5 people. Thai authorities said the bombings were a botched attempt by the Iranian nationals to assassinate Israeli diplomats. Sure, in Bangkok, Thailand, because why would you do that? In 2012, Cypriot authorities, that's in Cyprus, arrested a Hezbollah terrorist with a Swedish passport who collected information on Israelis arriving on flights. Isn't that great? And there you have it. It goes on and on. 2012, Hezbollah suicide bomber attacked a passenger bus transporting Israeli tourists in Burgas Airport in Bulgaria. Sure, and you got to do that. 2015, Lebanese Canadian Hezbollah member arrested in Cyprus with 8.2 tons of potential bomb-making materials found in his basement. Month later, sentenced to 6 years in jail. That doesn't sound like enough. And in 2018, Belgian police arrested a Belgian couple of Iranian descent carrying explosives and a detonator on their way to a mass gathering of Iranian dissidents near Paris. They were going to blow up and kill them all. 2018, 2 Iranians who collected information on Israelis and Jewish targets in the U.S. and on opponents of the Iranian regime were arrested and later charged with spying for Tehran. It goes on and on. They kill, they blow up, they kidnap, they assassinate, they torture, they rape, they kill again. They're terrorists. They fund Hezbollah in Lebanon. They fund Hamas in Israel. They fund the Houthis in Yemen. They fund killers in Buenos Aires. We had, again, over the weekend in Austin, Texas, a guy wearing got an Iran flag T-shirt underneath his Islam, property of Islam T-shirt or sweatshirt, gunning people down, a Senegalese Muslim immigrant to the United States, gunning down, 16 people in Austin, Texas this weekend, right? And in the meantime, Democrat members of Congress, like Rashida Tlaib, are on the side of Iran, saying that both the U.S. and genocidal Israel is not genocidal, they're the targets of genocidal lunatics, doesn't care. She means don't care about the laws. This is who they are. They, the United States of America, they, Israel, they and them, because Rashida Tlaib is a foreign agent, and she's not on the side of the good guys. Just amazing Democrat Party stuff. And he's wearing a Property of Allah shirt in Austin, Texas. Right? And underneath that, it was a hoodie, actually, a sweatshirt. And underneath that, he had a T-shirt with his Iran emblem on it. And in the meantime, in Iran, they're celebrating in the streets and cheering in the streets. In Los Angeles, Iranian nationals cheering in the streets. In Washington, D.C., near the White House in Freedom Plaza over the weekend, Iranian nationals cheering in the streets with American flags on the old Iranian flag, not the Islamic Revolution Iranian flag. And where are the Democrats on this? They're undermining the United States of America. Let's go back to soundbite number six. Number 6, President Trump. We had played the audio of the president on Saturday when he came out and first made the announcement calling on the Iranian people and even the Iranian military to step up and fight for freedom in their country and end this regime. President Trump, yesterday, when we had learned that initially 3 American troops killed, now we're aware at least 4 American troops killed plus 5 American troops wounded. It is a war against radical Islam, taking it to the head of the snake. The great Satan was always Iran and the Ayatollah and the mullahs. President Trump yesterday.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives.
There was some sort of an audio glitch there, but I think yesterday it was 3 Americans. Now the number is at 4 Americans killed, 5 wounded. President Trump talking about our troops fighting the fight.
We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case.
And I got to say, first of all, it's a miraculous military operation thus far. And the Iranians, suicide attackers, and they blow themselves up. That makes for a different kind of warfare when you're not fighting against civilized Western people. I wish we could just fight Germany all the time, but President Trump yesterday.
America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself.
Waged war against civilization itself is, now I saw that's exactly right. That's what I've been saying for years. This is a fight for civilization itself. Not just Western, not just American, but for civilization itself against the opposite of civilization. Let's go back to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Pat, calling from the beautiful Northern Neck in Virginia. I love it down there. Patrick, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris, and thank you for your show and everything you do. I've called in before some time ago, so it's a pleasure talking to you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I just was sharing with your call screener. I served over there in the Persian Gulf in 1979 and 1980 with the Nimitz Battle Group. I was on the cruiser Texas, and we were Mediterranean in 1979 on a little bit of R&R up there in Italy. And the next thing, we were called back to the ship, and trying to make a long story short, we got underway and rendezvoused with Nimitz in California at the Straits of Gibraltar, and everybody, through the years had asked why didn't we go through the Suez Canal. And the best I could explain at that time during the Cold War, Russia and Egypt still had a relationship, more or less, and pretty much it was a no-go for us to go through there. So Nimitz Texas and California being nuclear powered, we were heading out around the Atlantic. We went around Africa, all the way down to the Cape of Good Hope, and of course up to the Indian Ocean and Persian Gulf. And we rendezvoused with 2 other carrier battle groups from the Pacific. So we had Kitty Hawk and we had Midway. So that'll tell you how long ago that was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Midway and Kitty Hawk, boy. Yeah.
And we had plenty of warships. We had other military assets ready to go. We had, of course, Jimmy Carter as our commander-in-chief, so you pretty much can figure out nothing was done. I'd say probably all of this could have been taken care of many years ago, but it didn't. And but I will say that as a former sailor and military man, God bless our troops and all of them that are doing their duty at this time, standing the post, standing the watch, and in battle conditions and ready to go. So I just wanted to share a little bit of history, a little bit of for this day and what's going on. And just one more thing, my oldest brother, who's passed on now, he and I got to serve on the Texas together. He was a operations specialist, and I was a sonar tech. So
God bless, Patrick. That's a great history. Saluting you, my friend.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Prime Monday delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking game night delivered by tomorrow night fast. So we can win fast. Cards fast, puzzles fast, team games at your door in a day fast. Doesn't matter what the game is, we will dominate fast. We're talking game over, you win fast. Fast one day delivery for the win. It's on Prime.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's Vince for Valor Roofing. This winter, don't wait for a leak to force your hand. If you've noticed water spots, damaged shingles, or granulars in the gutters, call Valor Roofing now. I've seen their work in person, and trust me, Valor is the best. This week only, save huge on your new Valor roof with 50% off materials and no interest until 2027. Plus, tell them Vince sent you for extra WMAL listener savings. Call Valor at 833-83-VALOR or valorhome.com.
Their devotion to date night may not change over time, but plan sponsors know their retirement needs will. Help deliver the retirement your employees deserve with support, saving, and spending. Vanguard, well on your way. A 401k plan to embrace all of life's moments. Visit institutional.vanguard.com to learn more. All investing is subject to risk.
Home service pros like you show up, get jobs done, and put in the long days. But this is the year you get more. More money, more recognition, and more balance. This is the year of the Blue Collar Champion. Start your free trial today at jobber.com.
Thumbtack presents Project Paralysis. I was cornered. Sweat gathered above my furrowed brow, and my mind was racing. I wondered who would be left standing when the droplets fell, me or the clogged sink. Drain cleaner and pipe snake clenched in my weary fist, I stepped toward the sink and then... Wait, why am I stressing? I have Thumbtack. I can easily search for a top-rated plumber, read reviews, and compare prices, all on the app. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement. If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. NHIC 140530.
First thing each morning, O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
I have not yet gotten to Pete Hegseth and to General Raisin Kane, the Pentagon briefing this morning, and President Trump due to come out and speak soon. Let's go back to the telephones. Let's go to Kennedy calling from Manassas, Virginia. Kennedy, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, my friend, good to talk to you again. Real quick, I just wanted to remember that video that all the Democrats put out telling the military folks not to obey unlawful orders. And here you have this strike that the Democrats consider like unconstitutional, illegal, and all this other stuff. I just want to point out our military is executing. Our military is following orders. Our military is the most professional we have in the world. And I just want to throw that in the face of the Democrats. You told them, you tried to undermine the president, you tried to undermine the military and cause division, and it fell completely flat. That video was completely ineffective. Our military is professional. They follow orders as they're told. We have a good commander-in-chief, and and he's rebuilt the military, as you said, and our military is executing. I'd love to see our professional military doing what they do best.
Absolutely, and a very good point that, they were undermining when there was nothing going on militarily to speak of. I guess they were taking out drug runners in the Caribbean and the Gulf of America. I love calling it the Gulf of America because it helps their heads explode. But yeah, to disobey orders, and everybody in the military knows. Have you served in the military? You sound like you might have, Kennedy.
Yeah, I spent 4 years active duty in the Army, and I did some time in the Virginia National Guard too.
Yeah, so day one, at least week one, you learn that you don't follow illegal orders, of course, but you don't get illegal orders. It's the United States of America, and the Democrats, they just look to undermine the United States of America wherever they can, don't they?
Yeah, a special thank you to all the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines out there that are doing their job today and every day. They do it in harsh weather. You got the stories and the pictures of the tomb of the unknowns. Those soldiers out there in the harsh conditions and everything, and the guys that are on those aircraft carriers doing what they do in those harsh conditions. And just a lot of love and respect. You got a veteran community that loves and respects our military, and you got a lot of people that are not in the military that love and respect our soldier, sailor, airmen, and Marines. And just a special thank you to everybody out there. I know there's a lot of the WMAL listening area in the Northern Virginia. There's a lot of military bases, so a special thank you from a vet. Thank you guys for doing it. There's a lot of people back here in the States doing stuff for this department,
That's right.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Barbara Britt. Pete Hegseth, War Secretary, declaring this morning the joint U.S.-Israeli strikes in Iran will not be endless, adding this is not Iraq. Hegseth insisting the operation has a clear mission to destroy the missile threat and the nuclear threat from Iran. Iran, meanwhile, hitting targets in Israel and neighboring Gulf states. 3 U.S. jet fighters mistakenly shot down by Kuwait, with the 6 U.S. crew members able to eject safely. And the U.S. has lost now 4 service members from the initial Iranian attacks, with the chair of the Joint Chiefs, Dan Kane, warning more casualties are expected. Here at home, security being tightened by local authorities, who also stress there is no specific threat. And D.C. officials are now lifting the water advisory on the Potomac River. That following the January spill of raw sewage after the collapse of an interceptor sewage line in Montgomery County. WMAL traffic and weather next.
Snow falling, doors stalling, GarageDoorRepair.com. Need garage door repair? Visit GarageDoorRepair.com. Hi, it's Chris Plant. For more than 40 years, Overhead Door Company of Washington, D.C. has been the gold standard for service and repair. When you need garage door repair, GarageDoorRepair.com.
Steve Herschel in the Hippie Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway now on the inner loop near 5 Branch Avenue. Construction blocks the left lane and is not causing delay elsewhere on the Beltway, both the inner loop and the outer loop. Look pretty good right now. No accidents or incidents there. 95 in Virginia southbound is going to be slow from Route 1 in Woodbridge across the Purple Heart Bridge to 123. Some heavy volume there. Northbound 95 looking good. Fairfax County Parkway northbound before Pope's Head Road. The road repair blocks 1 right lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
We've got afternoon wet snow, likely a high 37, and a winter weather advisory overnight 34 in Washington. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Every sandwich has bread, every burger has a bun, but these warm, golden, smooth steam buns, these are special, reserved for the very best, the Filet-O-Fish, and you can have them too.
Don't miss deals like a Filet-O-Fish or 10-piece McNuggets. Get any 2 for just $6 and pair them with $1.39 any size soft drink. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer, single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle-tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop tested over and over. We do all that to the V6 powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Ever wonder what makes a school truly exciting? At Bonneville School District 93, students aren't just sitting in class, but they're earning college credits online. building skills in career tech programs, and shining in drama, music, and debate. With integrity, we help students become confident leaders. Every day is a day filled with opportunities, support, and a little fun. Discover D93 and see why families love us. We are D93.
WMAL, making sense of world events, because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
There's so much more, so much other news over the weekend, too. This is obviously the biggest news in the world. It was a very fun story over the weekend, the New York Post, how much Major League Baseball star Merrill Kelly saves in taxes by spurning California contract for Arizona. Major League Baseball star Merrill Kelly will pocket nearly $2.5 million more per year over the next two baseball seasons of his $40 million deal by signing in Arizona instead of California. Massive difference in cash reflects the spread in state income taxes, as well as California's disability insurance levy and typical property tax differences on a luxury home. Pretty amazing stuff, but it's mostly income tax. California, their top marginal tax rate reaches 13.3%. Sure. A 12.3% bracket plus an additional 1% mental health services tax on income above $1 million. So on a $20 million salary per year, that translates to roughly $2.63 million that he'd owe to the state of California if he stayed in California, as opposed to living in Arizona. Arizona, by contrast, imposes a flat rate of 2.5%, regardless of earnings. This is the Democrats. They're making everything better. They're stealing everything they can. Let's get back to the war, because it's the biggest thing in the world, and putting an end to the Islamic revolution in Iran would be the greatest thing for the 92 million people of Iran, be the greatest thing for the people of Lebanon, Israel. And I was texting over the weekend, # free Iran, # free Iran. And if you want to # free Gaza, the best way to free Gaza is to topple the regime in Tehran. Because if the Hamas were not being funded by Iran and by Barack Obama, by extension, Funda Hussein funding terror everywhere, Barack Obama, but that would free the people of Gaza, who are not terrorists and members of Hamas, but just the so-called peace-loving Palestinians that we've heard so much about. If you want to free Gaza, get rid of the regime in Tehran. And then maybe the people of Gaza can be free and join the most successful country and culture in the Middle East, in the Arab world, and that's Israel. Aren't they amazing? Did you see actually Iran blew up a Palestinian hotel in Israel? They were raining death upon Israel with rockets and missiles, and one of the rockets hit a Palestinian hospital in Gaza? No, actually in Jerusalem. That's right, a Palestinian hospital in Jerusalem where Israelis live, Jews live, Arabs live, Muslims live, Christians live, atheists live, where LGBTQ people live in Jerusalem. And the Iranians, oops, we blew up a hospital. Oh no. Well, they're happy to blow up an Israeli hospital. But this hospital in Jerusalem was a Palestinian hospital, and the Iranians blew it up. And NBC doesn't care. NBC News doesn't care. Now let's go to the press conference at the Pentagon this morning with the Secretary of War, formerly known as the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, a combat veteran himself, U.S. Army. And this morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time, they came out and had a briefing at the Pentagon. Who is it? Brian Seltzerwater. Brian Seltzerwater at CNN, hilariously, the Eggman, hilariously this morning said, at the Pentagon, they had friendly reporters that they called on. And they knew ahead of time who they were going to call on at the Pentagon briefing. I'm like, I'm sorry, should we go to the photographs of Joe Biden's cheat sheet with the photos of the reporters and their names on them and what questions would be asked and the names, and the answers printed out ahead of time? They couldn't be bigger clowns, bigger hypocrites. They're like the Middle East. No wonder they like the Middle East so much. They're very much they're more like Iranians than they are like Americans. Here's the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, this morning in the 8 a.m. hour Eastern time.
2 days ago, under the direction and direct orders of President Donald J. Trump, the Department of War launched Operation Epic Fury, the most lethal, most complex, and most precise aerial operation in history. For 47 long years, the expansionist and Islamist regime in Tehran has waged a savage, one-sided war against America. They didn't always declare it openly, except for their constant chants of death to America. They did it through the blood of our people. Car bombs in Beirut, rocket attacks on our ships, murders at our embassies, roadside bombs in Iraq and Afghanistan, funded and armed by Iranian Quds Force and IRGC killers.
The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the killers, they've murdered, the estimates vary. 25,000 to 35,000 Iranian citizens have been murdered just in the last weeks by the Quds Force and the IRGC and the internal security apparatus of the Islamic Revolution in Iran, murdering tens of thousands of their own people. You saw they had wounded people who ended up in hospital beds, and their thugs marched into the hospitals, walked into the hospital rooms and shot people in their heads and killed them in their hospital beds because they failed to kill them out in the street, so they went into the hospital beds to kill them. And the Democrats are like, hey, they haven't done anything wrong. They haven't blown us up in weeks. And then a psychopath in Austin, Texas over the weekend, shooting up people in Austin, Texas, Liberal Haven in Texas, outside at least 2 killed and 14 wounded by the psychopath wearing his Allah T-shirt, property of Allah, property of Islam. And here's the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth.
My generation of veterans carry the names of brothers who never came home. Brothers butchered by Iranian-backed roadside bombs and well-armed militias, thousands of our own. We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it. Their war on Americans has become our retribution against their Ayatollah and his death cult.
You know, Barack Obama's ringtone on his cell phone is Iranians chanting death to America on the streets of... Did you know that? His ringtone is Iranians chanting death to America. He's Hussein. He's Hussein to the core. Pete Hegseth on President Trump and the war. We're at war with Iran right now, and I got to tell you, I mean, there's been something that's been a back burner issue for a long, long time, for decades, really since the 1980s. And all my time, my 10 years at the Pentagon, Iran was always a factor in everything in the Middle East. They're the bad guy behind the curtain on almost everything. Pete Hegseth.
It took the 47th president, a fighter who always puts America first, to finally draw the line after 47 years of Iranian belligerence. He reminded the world, as he has time and time again, being an American means something unbreakable. If you kill Americans, if you threaten Americans anywhere on earth, we will hunt you down without apology and without hesitation, and we will kill you.
I like that one. And that's been the Israeli policy for decades and decades now, going back to 1972, go to the Munich Olympics and the massacre of Israeli athletes there. And they announced that they would hunt down those people and kill them wherever they found them, and they did. It's a very good message to send, even though they love to die. That's okay. Pete Hegseth on President Trump.
President Trump has also been very consistent. Crazy regimes like Iran, hell-bent on prophetic Islamist delusions, cannot have nuclear weapons. It's common sense. Many have said it, but it takes guts to actually enforce it, and our president has guts.
Now, Obama regime and their bolt neck negotiator. So you want to keep spinning centrifuges and enriching uranium? Sure, that's no problem. We'll let you do that. We'll give you plane loads of cash to do it with. You want to do it deep underground in the side of a mountain like you see in Top Gun Maverick? Sure, you can do that. That's no problem. Yeah, you want to have sites where nuclear enrichment is going on and we don't have access and the IAEA doesn't have access. The International Atomic Energy Agency does not have access to inspect. Sure, said Obama and Boltneck, John Kerry, while buying another $40 million mansion on another island off of Massachusetts. Honestly, the Democrat Party fueled all of this. The Democrat Party has blood on their hands. Iran can't have nuclear weapons. And you want to continue to expand the reach of your ballistic missiles until they can reach the United States? They can already reach half of Western Europe. No problem. Keep extending the range of your ballistic missiles. Keep spinning centrifuges. Keep enriching uranium. Keep doing it in secret and in underground, in bunkers, a half-mile underground, in mountainsides. They gave them a green light to enrich uranium. And again, President Trump offered Iran last week or 2 weeks ago, said, you want nuclear energy? Build your nuclear power plants. We, the United States, will give you for free the nuclear fuel that you need to generate all the electricity you need, but no enriching uranium. And they said, nope, we're going to enrich our own uranium up to 60% purity, which is perfect for building nuclear devices, nuclear weapons, nuclear bombs. And they got the green light from Barack Hussein Obama and John Kerry and the Democrats to do that with money that Barack Obama gave them, plane loads of cash and freeing up all their money that was frozen in bank accounts. The Democrat Party is a bigger threat than the Iranian, the Islamic Revolution in Iran. Pete Hegseth.
Iran's stubborn and self-evident nuclear pursuits, their targeting of global shipping lanes, and their swelling arsenal of ballistic missiles and killer drones are no longer tolerable risks. Iran was building powerful missiles and drones to create a conventional shield for their nuclear blackmail ambitions. Let me say that again. A conventional shield for their nuclear blackmail ambitions. Our bases, our people, our allies, all in their crosshairs. Iran had a conventional gun to our head as they tried to lie their way to a nuclear bomb. It almost worked under Obama and his terrible deal, but not under this president.
But not under this president. Now, this is, remember how the Democrats said Trump was making NATO weaker and hollowing out NATO and leaving NATO, and everything they say is a lie. If they tell you what day of the week it is, don't believe them. The NATO Secretary General's man named Mark Rutte, and he's a NATO General Secretary General, and got the Soviet General Secretary and the NATO Secretary General. Here is the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte talking about the raids on Iran and the President of the United States.
The Commander-in-Chief, the leader of the free world, President Donald J. Trump, I really commend what is happening here. Taking out Khamenei, taking out the nuclear capability in Iran, but also taking out the ballistic missile program in Iran. This is crucial. And what I see in Europe, I spoke with all the key European leaders over the weekend, is widespread support for what the president is doing, and also making sure that when it comes to logistics, access, defending key U.S. interests in Europe and in the region, the Europeans are really stepping up.
The Europeans are really stepping up. The silly communist, wannabe Islamist, lefty prime minister of Great Britain first said, well, you can't use Diego Garcia, an important strategic island in the Pacific, and we're not going to help. You can't use our bases. Well, he changed his tune on that, and now he's on the Trump bandwagon, and he's saying, well, sure, you can use our base. Sure, we can help. What can we do to help? And the NATO chief, Mark Rutte, this morning.
Hey, the good news is here that there is no a shiver of light between us. The Europeans, Canada, Mark Carney, the United States, the American president, all for one for all, because everybody supports here in Europe the fact that Khamenei is gone, that the nuclear capability is gone, that the ballistic missile program has been now degraded, which was a big threat for Europe, for Israel, for the whole region. We see countries like the UAE, Bahrain, Oman, and other Gulf nations now under attack, indiscriminate attacks against innocent civilians living in Dubai and in other proud capitals in the region.
This is NATO. President Trump made NATO stronger, got our NATO allies to pay more in, and listen to them. The commander-in-chief, the leader of the free world, says the European head of NATO, Mark Rutte.
We are dealing with a regime in Iran which is terrorist by nature, which is exporting chaos to the region, and that's why everybody supports what is being done now here under President Trump's leadership.
I got to tell you, that's big stuff from the NATO chief, the NATO boss, he said he was glowing. Oh, we support him completely, taking out the nuclear, taking out the missiles, taking out the leadership. The leader of the free world, the commander-in-chief. That's the NATO Secretary General, not an American, a European. Everything the Democrats say about everything is a lie. You should know that by now. I'm sure that you do. Big things happening on planet Earth. If that regime falls and a peace-loving regime rises in its place, this may turn out to be the most epic achievement of President Trump's time as leader of the free world. If Iran ceases to be a terror state, it would be a revolutionary, epic change on a global scale, entirely because of President Trump and the United States military.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
All right, I'm leaving.
I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car. Well, so I think so too.
Hey, Wigan, I didn't make this chat about you. Anyway, I'll be back later. I gotta go take care of things.
Northern Credit Union for a long time, and have gone through them for a lot of things.
Gotta.
You should really stop in and see them before